So all the books that I bought in January, I'm really trying this year to get better at buying books, not having as many, reading them when I purchase them, rather than buying them and then not reading them for like 2 years, which is what I've been doing. And I've just got so many unread books that it stresses me out. So I'm trying to get better this year with that. So my aim for that is only buying things through pre-order. So putting them on pre-order, getting them in, and then reading them straight away. Rather than just being like, oh, I've heard about that, I want to buy that. And then also allowing myself to buy like sequels and things so I can continue on with series. So the books that I've got are either ones, as I said, that I had on pre-order, or ones that I have been gifted, and then I have one or two which are new editions of books that I've already read, and so I don't need to read those. They're not adding anything to my TBR, and so they're fine as well. So with that all being said, let's get started on my January haul. So the first book that I bought in January was one I had on pre-order, and that was The House of My Mother by Shari Franke, which is a biography written by Shari Franke, who is the oldest daughter of Ruby Franke, who was arrested last year for child abuse. And they had the YouTube channel 8 Passengers, which I watched growing up, and so I was very interested to get this one so I could read more about it. I did read the blurb of this one in a previous video, and so I don't want to read it now because you may have seen it in that one. For the rest of these books I will read the blurb, but this one I won't. I have already read this one. As I said, I'm trying to read them as soon as I get them, and I read this one at the start of this month, and it was absolutely incredible. I won't say too much because I will be doing a reading wrap-up for January, but Shari was such an incredible writer, and although the book is quite short, it really did pack a punch. We learned a lot about Shari, her mum, her whole family, how they grew up, and the cult that is Jodie Hildebrandt. But I really enjoyed it, and that's all I'm going to say about this one. I'll leave the rest of my thoughts for the wrap up, and if you want to hear the blurb, you can go back 3 videos, which will be books I want to read this year, because I read the blurb in that one. The next book I bought, I got in a charity shop for £2.99, so it was very cheap. A copy of a book from one of my favourite authors, and when I saw it in a charity shop, I could not leave it because it's an original cover, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. The original cover, Clockwork Angel, for £2.99 in a charity shop. I've got a shelf back here of my Cassandra Clare books, and these ones here are my Clockwork Angel, my Infernal Devices series. I've got the Mortal Instruments in the original covers, but I got to these just as they changed the covers over to those, and I was just so excited to find this. I couldn't leave it for £2.99. So this is Cassandra Clare's second series. I absolutely love Cassandra Clare. I read them when I was like 13 to 15. Absolutely obsessed. And I was just so excited to find the original cover. It is obviously the pages are like bent, and there's a bend in the cover, but this book is old. This book is also a first edition of the paperback, which is pretty cool. 2010, this book came out. So for $2.99, you can't go wrong. I'll read the blurb of this one. In case anyone doesn't know what The Infernal Device is about, I highly recommend it if you haven't already read it. But magic is dangerous, but love is more dangerous still. When 16-year-old Tessa Gray arrives in England during the reign of Queen Victoria, something terrifying is waiting for her in London's downworld, where vampires, warlocks and other supernatural folk stalk the gaslit streets. Friendless and hunted, Tessa seeks refuge with the Shadow Hunters, a band of warriors dedicated to ridding the world of demons. Drawn ever deeper into their world, she finds herself fascinated by and torn between two best friends, and quickly realises that love may be the most dangerous magic of all. This series genuinely has one of the best love triangles ever written. So good. You genuinely don't care who she ends up with. You're just kind of along for the ride, because Sandra Clare's so great. I do recommend though, if you've not read any of her books, starting with the City of Bones book. And then I would recommend doing them in publication order. But yeah. The next book is one someone from work gave me. They got it as a proof copy, and he thought it sounded more of my type of book than his, so he let me have it instead. And that is A Cruel Thirst by Angela Montoya. Definitely a vampire book. Definitely a Caitlin book. It also came with this little postcard, which has got a family tree on the back as well. And then the book art on the front. That sounds really nice. But yeah, so this one is technically a proof copy, even though I think it's a finished copy. I don't know when this one's out. It doesn't say. I love the cover. It's so romantic-y. But the blurb of this one says, "Love is at stake." Hilarious. So sharpen your blades. Carolina wants to join her family in hunting the bloodthirsty vampires that plague her village, and prove she'll be a better slayer than wife. So she vows to take down a monster herself. But then she runs into an irresistible vampiro, never heard that before, who challenges everything she ever knew. Lalo was content leading a perfectly dull life until a vampiro turned him. Now forced to flee his city and hungry for revenge, he heads to where he believes the first vampiro was made. Instead of finding salvation, Lalo collides with a beautiful young woman who gladly drive a dagger through his heart. Can her fists and his fangs stay focused long enough to triumph over their common enemy, or will their hatred for one another get in the way? So it sounds like it's enemies to lovers. It says forbidden romance up the top with vampire-os. What's a vampire-o? It's just vampire with an O at the end. I don't know. But this definitely sounds like something that's right up my street. But I've not heard anything about this, so I might look up some reviews before I read it. The next book is another one that was sent to work. Honestly, this was so exciting. So I work at a bookshop and we can request proofs, but sometimes publishers just send books to the stores anyway. And we had this package arrive. I'm going to cover up the address, but I'll show you the package. So this arrived, and as you can see it says Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins on it. I freaked out. Again, Hunger Games is my favourite series ever. I collect the books over here. I've got about 50 copies, give or take, of all the books. And this package arrived, clearly with a book in it, and it said Sunrise on the Reaping on the front, and I lost. I think we all thought that they'd sent every store an advanced copy of Sunrise on the Reaping, and I was really about to lose my mind. I could have cried. Anyway, we opened it up, and it turned out to be a copy of the first book, rather than Sunrise on the Reaping. And thinking about it now, they wouldn't send a proof copy of one of the most anticipated books of 2025 in a bag that literally shows what it is. But it also came with this envelope which says, "You have been volunteered, Sunrise on the Reaping." And everyone was very nice and said I could bring it home because they know that I will keep this forever. Anyway, in the envelope we have this from Scholastic, which basically just, the wait is almost over. There's a bit of a review from the book here, and then down here it says, "To celebrate the forthcoming publication of the hugely anticipated book from worldwide best-selling author Suzanne Collins, we're delighted to give to your store a copy of the book where it all began. We'll see you in the arena." And then this QR code here was the extract from chapter 1, which they released earlier this month, which was so exciting. And so we all got a letter from the publisher and then a copy of the first book as well. Now, I do already have 3 copies of this exact edition, but this is the one that was sent to my store by Scholastic, so I will keep it. It's just funny how we all thought it was going to be a advanced copy of Sunrise on the Reaping, and then we opened it up and we were like, we all have this. But nonetheless, I'm very excited that Scholastic sent this to us. Next is my book that I got from Illumicrate this month, which is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao, I think is how you pronounce it. This copy is absolutely stunning. Illumicrate absolutely never misses with their books. I'll read the blurb of this one. Would you rewrite your destiny if it meant losing a part of your past? On a back street in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Most will see only a cozy ramen restaurant, and just the chosen ones, those who are lost, will find a place to pawn their life choices and deepest regrets. Hana Ishikawa wakes on her first morning as the pawn shop's new owner to find it ransacked, the shop's most precious acquisition stolen, and her father missing. And then into the shop stumbles a charming stranger, quite unlike other customers, for he offers help instead of seeking it. Together, they must journey through a mystical world to find Hannah's father and the stolen choice. Through rain puddles, hitching rides on paper cranes, across the bridge between midnights and morning, and through a night market in the clouds. As they get closer to the truth, Hannah must reveal a secret of her own, and risk making a choice she will never be able to take back. So I think that one sounds really cute. It sounds really cozy, and like it's going to have some good vibes to it. And as I said, the cover is just absolutely stunning. It's raining quite hard, so I'm sorry if you can hear any of the rain. Next is my other pre-order for the month. Probably one of my most highly anticipated releases of the year, as I'm sure it is a lot of people's. That's Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I'm currently reading this one. I'm on page 334. And so far I've only been spoilt once. And it could mean one of two things. I ran a release day breakfast book club at my work for obviously people who wanted to come and get the book early and chat about the book. We did a quiz, we had snacks, we were able to do a raffle of a free copy of a signed Onyx Storm, which was so cool. I thought there was going to be about 25 people, but like 60 people showed up. I was so stressed. I had to run a book club for 60 people, but it was really good. I'm loving this book so far. I still think Fourth Wing is my favourite one of the series, but this one is just really stressing me out. I have a feeling that something's going to happen at the end that's going to make me sad, and I know we have like 2 years or something for between this one and when she's going to release the next one. But I couldn't wait reading it because as I said, I've already been spoiled once. If I didn't read it straight away, I just know I would be so spoiled because people don't keep things offline. I won't read the blurb for this one because it definitely is a spoiler, but the stakes just keep getting higher and higher in this series, and it's so good. It's such a, I don't know, it's such a good series. It's hyped for a reason. And after I finish this video, I'm going to go back to reading this until I have to leave today. I'll have about an hour. I also have the bookmark which says prepare to brave the dark, and then on this side it has the 3 books, and then the tagline, which is I will not die today, crossed out I will save him, which is so fun. I'm so excited to finish this book, if a little bit scared. And then the final book that I have for this month is one that was gifted to me by my boyfriend. He took me book shopping and he said I could buy a book. I wasn't going to say no. And I picked Lost in the Garden by Adam S. Leslie, which just gives me such Midsummer vibes, the film with Florence Pugh. This one's a horror, and it's got such a nice feeling cover. It's quite long as well, but this one's new out this month, I believe. And the blurb for this one says Heather, Rachel and Antonia are going to Almonby. Heather needs to find her boyfriend who, like so many, went and never came back. Rachel has a mysterious package to deliver and her life depends on it. And Antonia, poor love-struck Antonia, just wants a chance to spend a day with Heather. So off they set through the idyllic yet perilous English countryside, in which nature thrives in abundance and summer lasts forever. I don't know where in England they are that summer lasts forever, but have they seen the weather today? And as they travel through ever-shifting geography and encounter strange voices in the fierce of shortwave radio, the harder it becomes to tell friend from foe. Creepy, dreamlike, unsettling, and unforgettable, you are about to join the privileged few who come to understand exactly why we don't go to Almonby. Sounds really creepy. And as I said, I love the cover. I think it's so pretty. And so was this kind of a cover by? Yes. But it is just stunning. Those are all of the books that I have acquired one way or another throughout the month of January. Let me know if you've read any of them and which books you bought this month and which books you're excited to get to read in February. But yeah, leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you want to. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.